Okay, Anik, let's look at this swim video. Okay, from the front here, and what I want you to see is that you're crossing over the center line with that right hand. Because you can see right now, there's that center line in the middle of your body, and that right hand is coming way across that line. So what we need to do is we need to get that hand extending forward so it's in front of your shoulder, not in front of your head. Let you get a little closer here. And I put this arrow in because you can really see that as you go to breathe, you're pressing down with that hand for a long time rather than getting the hand into a nice, the arm into a nice high elbow position where you can start pushing water back. And we'll see more of that when we get to the side view. Okay, here we are at the top. And what you can see, so here's that left arm, which also crosses over, and you can see that it's a really strong angle right now. The angle we want is there. So you can see that that would be a much less drastic angle, and that hand would be in front of the shoulder. There's still going to be a slight crook to the arm, but it's much straighter than it is now. Here, your right side is even more extreme. That's a 100-degree angle, and we'd want to see an angle that's more like 170 degrees, so just 10 degrees from straight. I put this in here so you can see how much your legs are splitting apart behind you. That's quite a bit. We want to get those feet really just straight behind the hips. The best way to achieve this is to toe the toes in slightly and brush the big toes against each other, and that's going to help reduce drag a lot. Right now, this scissor kick is probably coming from the fact that you cross over in the front of your stroke, which causes your body to twist, and then that causes your legs to have to splay out behind you to stabilize your body. You're a bit of a kicktastic. We can kind of see that you're kicking a lot here, and I can already tell by your breathing that you're working pretty darn hard. I'd love to see that kick decrease a little bit because you're spending a lot of energy right now. I'd also love to see you be able to shift to breathing to both sides, even if you're going to use only one-sided breathing in races. Okay, here we're really close, and you can really see how much you're pushing down in front rather than getting your elbows nice and high and pushing water behind you. Here too, especially that left arm, you can see that you're really kind of clawing at the water and just pushing straight down, mostly to support your breathing. So you're trying to push down in the water to lift your head. And that's obviously something we kind of want to get away from. Here you can really see how much you're kicking. Okay, and we've got some, hey, pause. Let's go back here, watch you swim backwards a little bit. So what I want you to see here is just how much you're dropping your elbow. When we talk about a high elbow, we're talking about an elbow that's above the wrist. We always want the elbow to be above the wrist and the wrist to be above the hand. Here you can see that your elbow is already below the hand, below the wrist. Your wrist is above your hand, which is good, but that elbow is already dropped at the point of entry. And right there we can see you've got, yeah, you're dropping your elbow Still there. Yeah, and your elbow continues to be behind or below your wrist throughout the stroke. And you can see it's happening over on the other side as well. Yep, right there. The elbow is kind of leading. What we really want is we want to reverse that. And so the angle is in the other direction. So your elbow is in front of your wrist or above your wrist. Yeah, that kick is really, I think you're losing a lot of oxygen by kicking so hard. So that's something we're really going to work on, is moderating that kick. Okay, we'll look at the ceiling of the pool for a second there. I drew this line in because your body position is actually pretty good. You're not sinking too much. And this is a trait that we'll usually see with kicktastics, is that they tend to have pretty good body position, but mostly because they're kicking too much. Yep, there's that little note up there. Your kick is robbing you of necessary oxygen, so we'll try to limit it and refocus that energy on fixing your catch. And that, I believe, is that. I hope that was helpful.